Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we are looking at the CURT Premium 4 bike rack on our 2021 Honda CRV. Now this is a 4 bike rack, but it also comes as a 5 bike rack, which is the same design, same style, just one extra cradle here at the end. I really like this bike rack because of how family friendly it is. It has a special design where it's wider up here in the back and narrower here in the middle or the end, and that's great for your children's bikes. So let's take a look first at how this is mounted to our bike, how our bike is mounted to our bike rack. So we have 2 straps here at the top, and we have this 3rd strap here at the bottom that works as our anti-sway strap. So when you want to take it off, that's where you would start. You have this rubber strap that goes around, so you just have to pull it, release it from that knob. So 1, 2, and then 3. So once those straps are released, you then just lift your bike up and bring it through, and then you are ready to go on a bike ride. Now that the bike is off, let's take a closer look at the bike rack itself, especially the cradles. So here we have cradles that can rotate to accommodate frames of different shapes and different sizes. They also have some little grooves on the inside to accommodate your brake lines. And when you are driving around with it and there are no bikes on it, I recommend putting away the straps, because that will help keep them and preserve them, and they're not flopping around as you drive around. All right, so if you can see here how you have that wider cradle there on this end, they have a distance of 5 inches from cradle to cradle, which is kind of short, but that's to compensate for how they come out over here. For other hanging style racks with the straight arms, I have noticed it's really hard to maneuver your children's bikes through there, so this is nice. On the end, you also have 2 reflectors, and that will help as you are driving around, just to keep you safe on the road, so that people know that you have a bike rack sticking out from behind your vehicle. Another thing this does is that it tilts away, and to do so there is a slight learning process, so I'll guide you through it. First, you have this clip that you need to remove, so just pull that out, and then you have this bolt that you need to push out. So to push that out, you need to release it. So you have this knob here at the back that's holding that bolt tight, so loosen that knob, and then from there you should be able to pull the bolt out just like that. And once that bolt is out, your last step is this lever. Pull up on the lever, and then it drops down to a tilt. Please only do this with your bikes off, because that will keep them safe and you're not damaging them. So you'll want to do this if you want to access your hatch. See how much space there is between our door and our bike rack, allowing us to get into our trunk, grab whatever we need, like our bags, our water, our helmets, all without having to completely uninstall the bike rack. And when you're done, you just lift it back up, and then this lever drops down, and then you have to put the bolt back in, just like that. You may need to move the mast around a bit to get the best fit. Use that clip to secure it, and then tighten it down with this knob. Another thing that this does is it does stick out a bit past your vehicle, so we'll take some measurements first. So with the arms out, measuring from our rear bumper on our CRV all the way to the end of the bike rack, right where those reflectors are, it sits at about 39 inches. That's a fair amount of length, but you are carrying around 4 bikes, and if you have the 5 bike version, you have a little bit extra length to that. We'll also take some measurements for closest point, and from the bumper to where that knob is, we have 5 3/4 inches. You can also drop these arms down. To do so, there's this clip, so take off that clip and then remove this pin, and then this drops down, then put the pin back in, and then use that clip to secure it in the folded down position. So So that brings those arms down for when you're traveling and you don't want to carry your bikes, but you also want to keep your bike rack on for ease of use. So let's take some measurements there. From our rear bumper to the end of the bike rack, we have it at 12 inches. As to where it sticks out at the shank, we have it at around 13 inches. Big difference compared to when the arms were up. You definitely want it in this position when you are driving around town. Note that when this is up, a nice thing about the CRV is you have an offset rear camera. It's not center, but a little bit towards the left. That way you aren't completely covered by the bike rack and you can still see a bit out of your camera. Also notice how you have your tail lights over here. They're open. You have full view through your rear window. One thing that is covered is your license plate though. Not completely covered, so you'll still be safe on the road, but that's just something to consider. Now let's talk about how this fits into your hitch. This has a 2-inch solid shank and it comes with an anti-rattle bolt and clip. It also comes with a tool to tighten it down, but what I use is a ratchet wrench with a 3/4 socket because that makes life a lot easier. You can pick that up here at eTrailer if you want to. But anyways, with it tightened down, it has an anti-rattle effect, holding that hitch tight, that shank tight. So as I shake it, I'm mainly shaking the vehicle at this point, which means it reduces the sway of your bikes on the bike rack on the road, making for a smoother ride. All right, so my final thoughts about this bike rack, because I do really like that design. If you're filling up your car and you have your kids with you, you all want to go for a ride in the park or on the trails, and you want something that works well with your children's bike, this is a great idea because then you're not trying to find the best fit for all of your bikes, and you can carry 2 adults, 2 children's, no problem at all. It does have a 180-pound weight capacity for 4 bikes, or 225 if you have the longer one, which means it has a bit more weight capacity compared to other hanging style bikes, which is great because then you can carry more bikes of different shapes and different sizes. So that was a look here at our CURT Premium Bike Rack on our 2021 Honda CRV.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.